Yeah, the script came into my life at a sort of a timely moment because I was sort of experiencing the loss of someone that I love very much, someone who
Really?
near and dear to me. So um, I remember getting the script and obviously becoming very emotional as a result of it. And I think that's kind of the beauty of what I get to do as an actor is I get to sort of process and reflect on a lot of these things through the work and through playing these characters. And so after meeting Ned, we had a wonderful Zoom session, and it felt like you know, we would work and collaborate very well together. And so I decided to sign on, and I knew that Lucy was attached, and I've been a fan of her work for a long time. So I was very excited to be a part of the project.
If
Yeah, I have been to a couple of grief group sessions myself. Unfortunately, I didn't have the courage enough
it's okay.
to share, but I did a lot of listening, and I thought the experience was very powerful to hear about people's experiences through grief. And I realized how important it is to surround yourself with community and with people to share in the grief together. we, we actually didn't prepare, and I think
Oh, really?
yeah, we did that intentionally because we didn't want the karaoke scene to feel rehearsed or a song that we were suddenly very good at singing. I mean, I think for a lot of us the best karaoke is when we're just having a good time, when we're letting loose, when we feel embarrassed, when we feel a little afraid. So a lot of what you see on screen was real. Like we were experiencing a lot of embarrassment and fear because it was kind of one of the first times that Lucy and I heard that song and we were singing it in front of this group of people. Yeah, I mean there's so many songs. I mean, I think that's the beauty of the movie. I think a lot of us understand the sentiment of listening to something and being transported back to a particular place in our lives. The one that comes to top of mind is Green Day,
Mhm.
which is like this very sort of punk rock band that I used to listen to quite frequently in middle school. And I used to be very emo and angsty as a middle schooler. So I remember just blasting Green Day in my room after school and feeling like the world was ending. Yeah, I mean, first of all, it was very unfortunate that we didn't get a lot of scenes together, but we got to know each other quite well through the filming
Oh, really?
process because Ned, our director, he would have these dinners every Saturday at his house, and we would share a meal together, and we would actually do a lot of karaoke together as well. So,
Oh, really?
so we got quite close as a cast, and I think he does an incredible job in the film. In many ways, he has a very tough job in the film because he's sort of really only seen through these small vignettes. But I think you could really feel the relationship of Harriet and Max through those vignettes. So I think he does an amazing job with that. And when I heard that he was in the final rounds for Superman, I think we all knew in our bones that it was always meant for him. I mean, he is a spitting image of Superman, and I know he's going to do a fantastic job. Yeah, I do have a vinyl player at home. I was gifted it many years ago, and I think there's something so beautiful about listening to a record, the cracks and the crackles when it plays. I think that sort of imperfection is what makes that experience so amazing. And usually when I visit a different country, I try to visit a local record store when I can. We were just in London, and we went to Rough Trade, a sort of amazing local record shop there, and I had a lot of fun looking through the vinyls. Yeah, Lucy is she's just amazing. She's an amazing collaborator. She's an amazing actress. I have followed her work and her career for many years. I think I first saw her on screen through the amazing movie Sing Street, and I've been sort of following her career ever since. So when I knew she was attached to the project, I was very excited. Um, and I think just working with her, I learned so much from her. She's just so present in scenes. She's so generous. And, there's some very fantastical elements of the movie, obviously sci-fi, time travel, and all of these things. But um, Lucy always made things feel very grounded in truth and authenticity. And it was great to work off of that to really hopefully make the scenes feel alive. Gosh, a huge difference. I do believe there's still work to be done. Absolutely. I think we always need more representation, especially behind the camera in terms of writers, directors, producers, and executives. But in the last, almost decade I've been doing this, as you said, there's been such a huge rise in Asian American stories, Asian American storytellers, and it's been so exciting to be a part of that movement and to be with a community who is constantly trying to support each other and uplift each other. Yeah, I remember growing up and getting CDs and listening to the entire album over and over again, and you could really sort of track the the narrative of the album by listening it from front to end. I think we've lost a bit of that because no one really buys or listens to an entire album in totality anymore. It's much more single tracks. But on the flip side, I think music has become more accessible than it's ever been. I mean, the fact that I can be walking down a street and hear a song coming out of a speaker and Shazam it and know what that song is within seconds and then be able to listen to that on my Spotify playlist is just an amazing feat of technology. And I think especially a lot of young kids these days, they're able to be introduced to different genres and different artists in a way that may have never been possible before.